Doha hosts a bilateral summit between Al-Burhan and the Emir of Qatar. A prominent RSF commander was killed today in Al-Fashir. UN inquiry, top Israeli official incited genocide. Hello and welcome. Doha hosted a bilateral summit between Sovereignty Council Chairman Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah Al-Burhan and the Emir of Qatar Sheikh Tamim bin Hamdan II on the sideline of the Arab Islamic Emergency Summit. Al-Burhan briefed Sheikh Tamim on the latest developments in Sudan, stressing the historic ties between the two nations. For his part, the Emir of Qatar affirmed his country's support for Sudan's unity, security, and stability, expressing hope that peace will soon be restored. Lieutenant General Ibrahim Jabir inspected the Central Operations Room tasked with monitoring security in Khartoum State. The visit was attended by the Minister of Interior, the Governor of Khartoum, and the Director General of Police. The review focused on the room's logistical and technical capabilities. Major General Abdul Karim Muhammad Khair, director of the operations room, said the system links the all regular and civil defense to tighten control over crossings, streets, and markets, and to confront any security threats. Military source confirmed the death of Brigadier General Salim Saleh Isa, commander of the RSF the Arab Support Forces attack on Al-Fashir this morning. The source also reported the capture of Yusuf Hamdan, who led the militia assault on Kasgal. Meanwhile, the 6th Infantry Division repelled the major militia offensive on Al-Fashir. The battle lasted from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and ended with heavy militia losses in lives and equipment. Army Force seized several vehicles in good condition, destroyed others, and reported hundreds of casualties among the attackers. River Nile State today received a support convey from Lieutenant General Al-Burhan for victims of floods and heavy rains. The Governor, Dr. Muhammad Al-Badawi Abdul Majid, expressed gratitude to the Chairman of the Sovereignty Council and confirmed that the situation is stable thanks to the rapid intervention by the Ministry of Social Welfare. He noted that the alternative housing plans are in place to prevent future or further tragedies, stressing that citizens must follow officials' directives to ensure their safety. The Minister of Finance affirmed it's committed to prioritizing spending on agriculture sector to achieve food security and support all small farmers in moving towards sustainable production. This came during a meeting between the Undersecretary of Planning, Mohammed Bashir, and Dr. Rasha Omar, Director of the IFAD's office in Sudan. The meeting reviewed field visits to monitor the performance of the Natural Resource Sustainability Project in New Halfa and Port Sudan. Dr. Rasha announced the IFAD's readiness to resume funding for the projects across Sudanese states in line with its strategy to enhance food security. In North Darfur, the Arab Support Force have forcibly displaced the resident of the village of Torra, north of Al-Fashir. Military sources told Sudan Tribune that the militia plans to turn the village into a military center to secure the movement of its leader. Eyewitnesses among the displaced who fled to Malit reported that a large RSF force stormed the village and ordered civilians to leave immediately, targeting or triggering the mass displacement of thousands. Source added that some families have crossed into Libya to escape worsening security and humanitarian conditions. Head of the Sudanese Businessmen's Union, Maawiya Al-Birer, has stressed that economic integration between Sudan and Egypt is an urgent necessity to fully benefit from the vital natural and human resource of the Nile Valley. Speaking at a workshop for the Egyptian Sudanese Forum, Al-Birer highlighted Sudan's wealth in land, water, and climate diversity, alongside Egypt's technical expertise, skilled workforce, and access to markets. He also proposed establishing joint industrial zones to create job operations for citizens of both countries and strengthening bilateral economic relations. A United Nations Commission of Inquiry has concluded that Israel has committed genocide in Gaza, accusing senior officials, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, of incitement. Israel dismissed the allegations as scandalous. The report released as Israel launched a ground operation in Gaza City. Nevai Belay, head of the commission and former International Criminal Court judge, said, "Today we witness in real time how the promise of never again is broken. The responsibility for these atrocity crimes lies with Israeli authorities at the highest level, who have orchestrated a genocidal campaign with the intent to displace and destroy the Palestinian group in Gaza." UN investigators have accused South Sudanese authorities of plundering the country's wealth, including $1.7 billion paid to companies linked to Vice President Benjamin Paul Mel for war projects that were never carried out. The UN Human Rights Commission on South Sudan described this as a grand corruption, noting that average income in the country has fallen to a quarter of what it was at the independence in 2011. The report also revealed that the annual budget for the President's medical unit exceeded the entire national health spending, accusing South Sudanese elite of systematically looting the nation's resource for private benefit. Well, this was your today's news by Sniper TV. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.